Good morning. This is Justin back with an engineer's perspective, and I've thought a little bit about what I want to say, but not 100%. So we're still going to be winging it a little bit, as is tradition here, not to script a darn tootin' thing. I've got a problem, maybe even two problems that are linked that I think are pertinent to the YouTube channel. Basically, when I first started this channel, I was making a lot of Leatherman videos, some of those Knipex videos on the Cobras and the plier wrenches, and those did really well, continue to do really well, get probably the most views just on a day-to-day basis on my channel. And that's because they come across as somebody who kind of knows what they are talking about, I think. It's my theory. And actually used the tools. And not only that, I'm not going to say I have the most dynamic dialogue in terms of like tone of my voice sort of a thing. But they come across as somebody who's like interested in the topic and has been thoughtful about it. And the reason for that is because right before I was making those videos, I had been using Leathermans like every day for years and depended on them. Same with the Victorinox knives. Those ones I still feel pretty passionate about because I do carry them a lot, but like on the Leatherman front, like I'm not carrying a multi-tool I'm not carrying a multi-tool as much as I used to because now I carry the Victorinox with the Knipex, but I don't use it. Hold on here. You shut up now. I don't use my multi-tool like I used to. Even if I am carrying it every day, like I used to use it for everything every day. Whereas now, like, I'm not using a screwdriver on it. I'm grabbing a real screwdriver. I'm not using the pliers because I'm grabbing Cobras or a pipe wrench or a wrench, and they don't get used. Same kind of goes for pocket knives these days, truth be told. Do I still use them in a lot of the projects around the house? Yeah, but like I'm using a utility knife most of the time, just because I don't want to get silicone all over my blades in particular, or just caulking in general. I don't like to get on them, so that's a no-go there. But there's a lot of tasks that the utility blade just makes more sense to use, and so there's a lot of tasks that I do where you've basically got three scenarios of what would happen to an EDC blade. Number one, it would get insanely dull almost instantaneously, regardless of the steel that it is. That's when you use a utility knife, perfect place for it. The second one is it's going to get so dirty that it's going to be an absolute pain in the arse to clean up. And so I don't really use it for that either. And the third scenario is where I would use them would be just a normal use of it. Opening up a package, maybe cutting something that was sticking out a little bit if I didn't finish the cut completely and there's just a little bit on the end or something. So I don't know. Things like that. But that's a pretty small, not very big part of my usage. Basically what I'm saying, coming all together, I guess I should have started with the statement, is I'm sort of losing interest in Leathermans, in pocket knives, in these, and in sharpening them because I'm not using them. So that's always been a thing for the channels. It's clear that I use my things, but like I can't enjoy things if I'm not using them because I don't like to just look at a tool. Like I used to be head over heels into firearms. Like every penny I ever made in high school went towards guns. But then college came around, and I moved out of the country and into the city. City's a strong word, call it town. And I just didn't have the time for it anymore. I wasn't out in the backyard, in the woods behind the house every day shooting anymore. Experimenting with different rounds and different dopes on the scope and all sorts of things. Just wasn't doing it, and I lost interest. I haven't fired a weapon in like a hot second, a long time. Just thinking about it. If it's either been 8 months to a year, you know, dry fire practice with my concealed carry. Yeah, but I mean, even that's not where it should be. Not even close. It's not so good. And so I've just lost interest. And so I can't really make new YouTube videos for you guys, or at least it's a very limited fashion. I get a new knife like the S90V. Like, that took a long time to get the use and sharpenings on those knives and really formulate my thoughts, because the amount of use I used to do in a week takes me 2 months. And so I can't generate new content because I've already made videos on my old knowledge. Does that make sense? So like, I already have my real experiences that I've given to you. Now the new ones, they're just not coming in anymore. You know, you're starting to see power tool videos because I have real things to say, but even then, there's still a lot of learnings to be had there, and that's where my interest lies, because it's what I'm using right now. And so I don't know if this is some sort of existential crisis, and it's not that I don't have interest in it at all and don't want to talk about it, but it's just like, I can't make a video telling you, hey, this is how this is, if I haven't figured out if that's how it is. And so I'm having a hard time making videos, new ones that really, I think, cater to my core audience of Swiss Army knife, Leatherman, and knives and sharpening. I sharpen my kitchen knives a lot, so I mean, I'm still do that, but like, I'm not fussing about my edges like I used to on like EDC knives. I mean, you saw the Maximum video, like I'm really, really out of practice. And so I can't make a video about that high level of sharpening because I'm not there. I decided to bust out the KME yesterday to sharpen my K390 Delica, and just the edge that came up was fantastic. And this morning I figured I'd take a break from woodworking to sharpen up my 4V and my Crewware. All three knives that are fantastic to sharpen by hand. But I was just ready to kind of reset the geometry on these consistent wise. So we got them chucked up here. But yeah, that's it. I'm not saying I'm not going to be making more videos in relation to those things, but I'm saying it's slowed down a lot, and that's why. So I'm just not putting the use behind these tools that I used to. And I've already given you all of my previous knowledge for the most part. So, and not only that, any knowledge I have not transmitted, like, it's aging and I'm forgetting, and I'm like, how was that again? And it just makes it harder to talk about. So yeah, sorry to say, but that is the case. But I will continue to try to make things as they come up. Definitely want to follow up conversation on the Magna Cut and my Melio Giotto. Yeah, I don't know if I've got anything else in the plans. I'm super stoked to get that 15V Manix 2. I have not seen it hit any websites yet, so I'm still patiently waiting, but I am drooling over it. Yeah, so I think that's all I've got. Just wanted to let you know. So that's all I've got. Have a good one. Bye.